And we are back. Welcome to another live show. I'm your host, Lou's Takes, and I got a special guest coming on to y'all this morning. I said this morning. Look
This
at me.
one.
She's, and I am so amazed of the work she's done, especially in a field that's heavily male dominated, and to even be a black woman to do this. I just admire her work. This stargazer, go ahead and tell the people about you.
What's up, guys? So glad to be here on Lou's channel. I've been watching him from afar, but I was so glad when he reached out to me for us to do some content together. Um, really excited to be here to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, a lot of exciting news came out today. Some news not so exciting. First wave of roster cuts, and also this Dalvin Cook news that I'm not too excited about. But we can get into that. Um, we
Let's
can
let
get we can for
yeah.
sure get into that. But what's up to everybody in the chat? Glad to be here.
Yes, sir. Hey, let's start right there. Let's start right there. Finally, because I don't know what something is in the air because I just made a video just ranting to and
Yep.
about the Cowboys front office, but CD Lamb finally gets paid.
Hmm.
Give your thoughts on the entire process and like why this it just feel like a heavy burden just lifted off our shoulders.
Yeah, I think when it comes to CD, I think everybody knew he was gonna get paid. It was just a matter of when. And I put out on Twitter. I was like, listen, Cowboy fans are happy that CD is paid. Is we can finally move on from that and worried about that. And we wish it was done sooner because we wish he could have been at least in a week or two of training camp. We was in training camp for almost 5 weeks.
Yes.
So it's kind of annoying that we waited till the last minute. But I did put out a couple weeks ago. I was like, I think Jerry's gonna wait till we return back to Dallas to sign CD and Dak because I was like, Jerry wants to do his press conferences and stuff like that. So with CD and Dak, what's up, Dak Owens Filthy, Kyle West, with CD and Dak, they're our biggest stars. So I was like, Jerry's gonna want to make it an event, compared to I think it was last year he signed like Diggs during camp and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But Diggs is obviously all pro baller, but he's still not seen as the big three, right? It's CD,
Mhm.
Dak, Micah seen as the big three of the team. So, but even so, I was still, um, I was I was relieved when I was like, thank God, relieved. But that one missing piece for me, is Dak Prescott because I don't think
Right.
everybody was like, CD was going to get paid, So we're
Mhm.
just like, okay, great, we're glad, but still, we're worried about Dak Prescott. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you don't,
Right.
because to me, my whole view of the season changes if we don't extend Dak. My entire view,
100%.
my entire feeling about the season changes. It's like right now I'm right here on the cusp, like, okay, it look like we cooking. We brought in some DTs, some veteran DTs. We from the way it looks in preseason, our rookies are really balling out. So it's a lot of pluses. But I'm like, if Jerry allows the fans to go into the season because regardless of that, Dak Prescott's haters, he has more supporters than haters. So it's like if you go into the season with Dak not signed, it's going to be a dark cloud over everybody's head.
Mhm.
Majority of the fan base. Again, there's haters, but I think even those who were in the middle, when you saw Trey Lance perform, you're like, mm-mm. So it's like just to if we continue with that cloud over our head, it's just imagine with every loss, everything is just gonna have the fans just deflated. You know what I'm saying? Like even if we win, it's still like, well, it's still Dak's farewell tour, so it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want that type of mindset over our season. So I hope and pray that Jerry's not seen now, which I don't think he is. I think Jerry's gonna pay his all pro quarterback like he should, but It's just okay. Well, you gotta do it, Jerry, because we got 2 weeks left before the season starts.
Yeah,
But
I mean, because I literally just did a video. I mean, I hated this entire process. I literally called Jerry stupid. I don't care. I'm gonna be that straightforward. I don't care about the business side. Do not, front me those numbers because at the end, the bottom line, all I see is this does not whether like I don't know. Maybe I'm not taking the fact of of a variable being the upfront money they're seeing, but like
mm-hmm.
just this rigmarole that they had us going through this entire off season, I just don't feel like they played a very dangerous game. Like especially with the perfect culmination of a storm that just happened, the off
They
season,
did.
you're not paying the guys, and you
They
saw it
100%
like
did.
you saw the effects of it. Usually our campus
Mm-hmm.
bumping, nobody was there. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm just you're right. Like I mean, I know I'm gonna get into it, but I know CD is not signing unless he has an adequate pass thrower because
Right, it's quarterback, right?
we
Because that's what they've been talking
also
about. The deal. Exactly. What's
yeah.
up, JV?
What's
Rico, my
good
guy Rico. It's good with everybody in the chat. Really appreciate y'all rocking with us.
for
But
sure.
keep going, Lou. Sorry.
Yeah, you good. I lost my. Oh no, here it go. You know what I'm saying. Let's see. Yeah, I it just gives off the fact that Jerry no longer cares about this team. Um, even even with him paying these guys, I feel that way
Mhm,
because this is my thought process. You waited.
mhm.
First of all, it's funny how we immediately get back home to Dallas and you immediately have the perfect numbers that CD always been wanting. I mean, you could have long time. You can't
Yeah,
fool me.
that's true.
You can't
That's
fool.
true. You right
So
on that.
and
Right on
then
that.
like everything that's like I don't. You're messing with the continuity of the offense. Like this, the games you are playing and what we saw this entire. We're gonna go over this entire preseason.
Mm-hmm.
You skew the play call. The play. You know what I'm saying? Like the
Right,
plays.
right. Mm-hmm.
We didn't get a full evaluation of a lot of guys, a lot of position groups. You know what I'm saying? Running back. I mean, shout
That's
out to
true.
Juice. It was a select quantity he got, but it was efficient.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there was more pressing things that we could have like this is in the way, and
Right.
we don't have. I'm already going to predict the office is going to come out slow. We probably ain't gonna feel in the groove in the office probably until with the third game. You're affecting the team that way. CD's injury. I mean, like prevention of injury. We did him no like this. We did him no service by getting him in this late. I know he was working out with his guys, but there's a difference between working out with your guys and then working out with the team, getting team reps, getting
Mm-hmm.
work. Like the game feel is just different. And
Yep.
I'm not even talking about the guys that that probably got cut today. I already know what's going on in their mind. They probably didn't get a fair chance because we out here catering to your show. Like,
Yeah. That's
so
true. That's true. You so right on that. That's real. That's real. I mean, it is true. It's like we did not, Dak and CD obviously I think they'll be okay because we at least have 2 full weeks of practice. Now, concerning could be that, like you said, but that's why I do trust Mike
mhm,
to manage CD well.
yeah,
And obviously, and Mike talked about that today. Like, you're not just gonna throw CD out there because there is a different level of I've been working out with my trainer, then I need to now get in football shape. So you do need to be easy with him.
mhm,
Also, now that Dak's back in town, they can, rep some things at the Dak yard and stuff like that. So, but the Dak and CD connection, I'm not overly concerned because these are two elite players, and if you're elite, you're elite. You know what I'm saying? Like, so CD may start off a little bit slow. He may not have the best game versus the Browns, but
the continuity.
luckily we,
What I'm
yeah,
concerned about, like,
mhm.
and I appreciate, maybe it's a blessing. I'm just, two different perspectives. It's all about perspective, right?
Right. It's perspective. Yep, you right on that.
Wide receiver group.
Hmm.
I do appreciate that Tolbert, Cooks is
Right.
getting these
Right.
targets, seeing it, see sometimes you gotta see yourself, succeed to build up your confidence and your attitude. But what about this perspective? What about when Lamb is back and everybody gotta fall back in line in the food chain? Like how will that, affect That's what I'm talking about, like wide receiver continuity. Like
You're talking about the dynamics.
like
Okay. I feel what you're saying. I feel what you're saying. I think, when it come to somebody said lose tape, love that guy. I think I definitely it's definitely two sides to the coin. But I think that these guys,
mhm,
they knew that they were 100% placeholders. These guys, the young guys, they knew that they were in the position to just get the experience, right? Get the experience, get the familiar, the connection with Dak, because they need that, because right, injuries can happen.
mhm,
And so it is two sides of the coin. It's like, one, wish CD was there sooner, just so we probably could have got ahead of planning for the Browns and stuff like that if he was at camp. However, but with the young guys, I'm not too concerned about them, because I think, it did help. What's up, Keystone? I think, and 100 grand. Appreciate you being here, 100 grand. Um, and a new guy, maybe Don Juan. Thank you, maybe Don Juan. Have you subscribed to me on YouTube? Subscribe to me. But anyway,
let me go. You know what
but yeah, 100%. I think, yeah, exactly. Put the thing up there. But
I'm
anyway, yeah, I think that with the young guys like Flournoy,
saying?
Tolbert, Brooks, even Cooks, right? Because remember, Cooks
Right.
started off a little bit slow, and I feel like now you have that advantage that you won't be starting off as slow with Cooks. You know what I'm saying? Because him and Dak have really been working. Him and Dak have really been working. Dak, Tolbert, like these are guys that have really been in sync
Mhm.
all off season with team and individual. So I think even if CD starts off a little bit slow, we have those other two guys in Ferg, of course, that I know will show up. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not too concerned. I'm not too overly concerned with CD being ready, but I am just still annoyed. You know what I'm saying? I'm not overly concerned, but I'm just annoyed that it took this long. You know what I'm saying? Like, it also, my quarterback's still not signed. So it's like I can't really get up too much because I was already expecting this. And then, like you said, when you look at the numbers, it was like you was always going to have to pay him 34. Why were y'all sitting at 32.5 the whole off season, just to
Oh,
when he
he in
gets back
France.
here, right? Just to wait till he gets back here, and then all of a sudden, oh, okay, here's 34, 100 million. Like, everybody was calling out the numbers. Like, that's what was annoying, because they're, if we had a number, if we had a number, we would have been done the trial. But it's like everybody knew the numbers. Everybody
Mhm.
knew the numbers the whole time. So it's like y'all were just playing this game for what? But it really is Jerry Jones' way. I did a video just recently about Jerry Jones's revenge. And I think, one Jerry does this shit for clicks and views.
Mhm.
Like, that is the big, when they talk about the big picture of the Dallas Cowboys, that's what it is. Like, we do shit here for clicks and views. We are a publicity stunt, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's unfortunate,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
we feel like that affects us. It affects the way we play, but we basically are a publicity stunt organization. And we like to drag stuff out. Jerry wants to do everything so he can get maximum publicity. But I also said that Jerry was dragging his feet signing these guys because he wanted those questions buzzing. You know what I'm saying? He wanted people questioning, are we going to sign,
Facts.
CeeDee Lamb? Why haven't y'all signed CeeDee Lamb? Just like he wanted to milk this. He has everybody right where you want them. Everybody now, the only talk on these shows is going to be, are they gonna sign Dak Prescott? Are they gonna sign Dak Prescott? Can Jerry actually get it done? Can he get it done? That's what he wants. That's what he wants. But I think, him putting out that statement. Did you see that statement he put out Clarence Hill put it out. But
Mhm.
Clarence Hill did an interview with Jerry, and Jerry was talking hot on there, like, I'm the best effing GM, and nobody can do these effing contracts like I do. So I'm like, okay, Jerry, if that's the case, let's see. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. If you say you Mr. Big Guy and you're gonna get these contracts, you better get them. You see those three at the bottom of the screen? Dak, Mike, and CD, you better get them all done.
Better,
Since
because
you said you
all I've been hearing is whining, and I don't.
right.
All I've been you, Steve, and I don't even get that one interview at the start of camp. All I heard was, well, we in a very unique situation. I don't want to hear that. You,
Fans don't want to hear that.
I told Jay Tuck like that form of gaslighting they do. I hate when people when I call them when you call them out on something they generalize it like oh everybody. No, hey, it's not about everybody. I'm talking about you because you let it get this way. Your procrastination. Now it's not even procrastination because you know what you was doing. That's why I hate the whole wheel in general. I don't see any because here's another aspect of it. What about because the Cowboys is a draft and develop team, right? What about the future boys and girls that are Cowboys fans, or like future prospects, and they're seeing this how you because they only getting smarter. We already seeing it.
That's a great point, and see that's the issue. When you have Dak and CeeDee, who were like your ideal best players, never in trouble, always doing everything right, always doing their proper training. You know, they're stars on and off the field. Like you couldn't ask for better people. Micah too. Like people think I'm like Micah don't be doing nothing. People hate Micah because he has a podcast. Like Micah does nothing but work out and hang with his family. Like that's all that man does. But people hate him because he has a podcast and he has opinions. But anyway, like these are three what they call model citizens, model players. Like you could not ask any GM or organization could not ask for better players. And all of these organizations with lesser players just throwing the bag at them. Like Tua is not sniffing Dak Prescott, but he gets paid for.
Say it again.
Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence. Like, be for real. Like, why would Dak Prescott, the real 2023 MVP, why would he have to wait? So it's like, think about what that signals to other people. And then you look at CeeDee. Broke Michael Irvin's record. Literally, if we had been made history is like the most consecutive games, like 150 yards. Like CeeDee was doing crazy stuff last year. First team all pro, undeniable top 3 in league. And y'all pushed this boy to the brink to get this deal done. So imagine these other players, like they like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what I'm saying?
CeeDee, I don't even have the accolades as CeeDee. So you telling me that's why I think they get a lot of these guys on those team-friendly deals because they see what they do to the superstars to hold out. So they be like, you know, the Terrence Steels and the Diggs, they're like, yeah, just give me the money, whatever. I'll take the 5-year deal. You know what I'm saying? I'll take this. I'll take that because.
And I hate to get political. But
yeah.
You know, I'm not. You know what it smell like. You know what it smell like.
Yeah.
You know what it smell like. I'm not even gonna go there, but
it just doesn't look good. You know what I'm saying? Like when you have these guys, it's like you have to. But that's how that's the Cowboys way. They want you to bend over, and at the end of the day, they know you're not gonna. If you're like Dak or CeeDee or Micah, you're not gonna bend over and take a bad deal. You know, you can do that with Terrence Steele. You did it in the past with Michael Gallup, Jalen Smith, Mari Cooper. You know, you can get those guys. I really think we're gonna keep people don't think we'll keep Bland. I'm like, oh yeah, we'll keep him because Bland will take a team-friendly deal. Bland is not holding out. You know, people like Tyler Smith, those guys aren't holding out. You know, they're gonna take that team-friendly deal. And they're going to move on. But when you have guys that's like, hell no, I'm not taking no 5 or 6 year deal. Like, this is what happens. This is what happens. And it's just unfortunate because it does send a bad signal to stars. And I feel like this year, Jerry and them, well, actually, that's not true because they made Zeke wait till in 2019. They made Zeke wait till the week before.
Yeah,
and Zeke took a 6-year deal. So I'm like, Jerry, like, why the hell were you making Zeke wait till right before the season? But it's the publicity. Jerry is a person. He wants everybody to think that he's stupid. That's what he plays the media game. Everything he knows what to say. He knows how to raise. Exactly. He knows what to do. So, but at the end of the day, I was like, Jerry Jones is annoying. He's you know, he'll shake something strange for a little piece of change. He'll do anything for money. He will sell himself, but he's not an idiot. That's why I'm like, there's no way, even cap wise, like you move over to Steven. Steven is so like by the book, very anal, very traditional. Like we're gonna start off real low, like negotiation tactics start off super low. That's how Steven is. But I'm like, there's no way Steven is going to allow Dak Prescott to leave out of here next year with a $40 million cap hit.
Because it wouldn't. I mean,
Like
it
Steven
doesn't make
will
any
not do
sense.
that. Right. That doesn't make any sense. I'm
It
like, the
doesn't make any
Cowboys may
sense.
be annoying, but I'm like, they're not idiots.
Right.
Like Stephen Jones is not effing dumb. Like they're dumb in the sense of y'all wait too long to do so, but they have their reasons. But they're not dumb enough to let a franchise. They're not dumb enough to let Dak Prescott hit the free agency. They're just not. Like they know when you let a quarterback hit the free agency, you're like, sure, there may be a couple of teams that want him, but who gives a f? Like we're like, if Dak Prescott hits the free agency, it will be the biggest free agency the NFL has had in decades.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you would look as a franchise, you would look like the biggest. It would be like the worst mistake in NFL history to do that, because I've done the research. There is no team that has ever not paid or moved off of their all-pro MVP quarterback. Like, no team does that. No team in the history of the NFL has ever done that. So if Jerry and them do that, they will be the laughing stock of the NFL.
It would be
and people are ready too. People are ready too. They're ready for them to F this up so they can just trash us all season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I like the Dak haters. It doesn't make any sense. Like, but like this would be the biggest player in NBA wise. Like probably to the Brooklyn Nets. Like when they had Kyrie, KD, and Hart. Like
right.
If this would be that type of failure, I don't think people understand.
Yeah.
Y'all hate on Dak. That's why like I hate. Even though I mean they have their ways and their methods, like the conversations we have to have. I literally was arguing with my subscriber before the preseason. He was literally trying to convince me Trey Lance or Cooper Rush is better than Dak, and I'm just looking at him like, what?
Yeah.
Like what? What are you looking at?
God help us. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, bro, I can't talk to you. You don't know ball. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, Mickey? I appreciate you, Mickey. That's my girl, Craven Cowboys.
Yeah, I'll be watching y'all. But I mean, I had what does this mean for Dak? I mean, because I honestly, I think, believe it or not, I believe they're gonna sign Dak. I think this is automatic because CEEDEE doesn't sign without like knowing, some insight.
Right.
Is this how soon? I hope.
Right. Is it exactly? It's just how soon the deal may already to be honest, the deal may already be done, and Jerry's just waiting to roll it out. Because I have another theory. I'm always coming up with theories.
Mm-hmm.
I have another theory that I think Jerry is. Remember this documentary? I think Jerry trying to roll out this documentary. I think he wants to like release it like right as the season is like commencing, because Jerry wants all the attention.
The team
he wants all the attention. So that's why I said Jerry has got the sports media world set up right where he wants it.
He probably already got he got the contract on his desk. He probably be walking past it every day.
They already know the answer. They already know the numbers. Dak is not trying to be the highest paid or whatever the hell. Which I still think Dak is going to have to come in. And I'm listening to my guy Clarence Hill, which I realized, like, listen to Clarence Hill, because it's like he knows a lot. He's very close with Jerry. So I think he went on Colin Cowherd, and he was like, what's his name? Colin Cowherd, and he was like, Dak's not going to take a bad deal. Now, is Dak going to get up to $60 million? No, he's not going to. I don't know why they've been throwing that number. I'm like, that's not how it works, guys. Like,
that's an enticing number.
Yes, right, like exactly. Somebody put out $70 million. I was like, what the hell? Like, Dak is not going. He already said like he's not trying to do that. They're going to have to offer him 56 likely, because Ty France is going to be like, no, he's not coming in lower than Jordan Love and Trevor Lawrence. So Dak will probably be coming in about 56. He'll be the highest guarantee. He's going to be the highest paid player in NFL history, but it ain't going to be at 60 million. Like it's not going to be at 60 million. I mean, 56, 57, but it's not going to be 60 million. 60 million it's coming, but it's down the road.
Probably Brock Purdy. It may be Brock Purdy.
Hell, it could be Brock Purdy. They probably are, because Brock Purdy, he's going to be able to ask for whatever the hell he wants, because His first year as a starter, he went to the NFC Championship. His second year as a starter, he went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
So
like,
he's gonna be able to add. He's gonna be able to add the 49ers whatever the hell that he
and
wants.
I think the Niners are probably getting ahead of it. That's why they probably tripping with you. You
Delaying
know,
paying Ayuk, delay
yeah,
paying what's his name? Trent
Trip.
Williams.
They need to pay
And I'm
him.
like, see, people got to
Take the
think
big
about
bucks.
that. Yeah, you got to pay Trent Williams. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, but see, we're not the only person. Yeah, they're not the only person that I lost my train of thought.
They got to pay their
But
stars, or
yeah. Like we're not the
yeah,
only people. Like
they got
and the
multiple stars to
49ers,
cater to. Yeah,
right, exactly. And
yeah.
the 49ers are considered they're like the pinnacle of the NFC. Every team wants to be the 49ers. They're
Right,
always in the
right.
Super Bowl. They're
Mhm.
always in the NFC. So it's like, but look at them. Like everybody had because you come to a point where, like, yes, the Dolphins had to be paid. The Dolphins paid Tua, but I think that was like their only like mega contract. And then they went over there, and then you have like teams like the Lions. They signed 3 guys. They signed I
Uh,
forget, but
the wide
Goff,
receiver, St. Brown.
Panay. Oh yeah, so they signed their,
Yeah,
3. But what's the difference between them and us? We arguably have a top two quarterback in the league. You have the best defensive player in the league, and you have arguably you can argue CD to be
the top. Yeah, like number two.
so I'm like, that's the
Really number
difference
one.
between us and these other teams. Like you all our top 3 are like top 3 in their position compared to like Tua, you're like top 10, top 15.
Mhm.
Amon St. Brown, you're like top 10. You know what
Top
I'm saying?
10.
You're
Yeah.
Goff, you're like top 15, but like you're not Dak Prescott.
You know what
Like
I'm saying?
Amon St. Brown, AJ Brown, you're not CeeDee Lamb. And nobody is Micah Parsons. So
Well
I
said.
feel like that's the difference between what these other teams can do. I'm like, yeah, but those other teams, Tyreek
Yeah,
can get him to
they
rework
did.
his. But guess what? Tyreek's APY is 30 million.
Yeah, he's like number. Well, he got pushed down. He's gonna get pushed down more
Yeah, he
because
got
it's
pushed down. You know what
Ayuk
I'm saying?
and Jamar Chase still haven't signed their deals. So like,
Exactly. So it's just quite it's again, it's not making excuses. It's just saying like our talent that we gotta pay is better. The guys that we gotta pay next year are pro bowlers and all pros. Tyler Smith, Jake
yep,
Ferguson.
yep.
Like I don't know what people are thinking, but I'm like, we gotta sign all pros in a row. And then the way
Better
that this
bring your
rookie
big
class
purse.
is right, and the way that this rookie class is looking, you're gonna have another set of all pros and Pro
Better bring the
Bowlers in
second.
2 years.
Bring your second purse. You better bring it all out.
But
Because
this is the
this is
Cowboys,
what
so this is
happens
why
when you. This is what
exactly.
happens
But
when
you
you draft well. Like so,
exactly
don't be
like you
surprised.
draft well, so shut the hell up, pay them, stop dragging it out, pay these guys their money, and then go and get
And
some
keep it
decent
moving.
Marshall's free agents like we do, because that's what we that you can afford. Go
He
and get
said
you some
Marshalls. What?
exactly
Yes,
Marshall.
yes, yes.
Marshalls,
Marshalls, indeed.
if you want to say like just go get you some of those because when you've got to pay all these all pros and pro bowlers, like there's no team that had more than us besides the 49ers, I think.
The Pro Bowls.
So it's crazy. Like Pro Bowl all pros. I think we had like 8 or 9 all pros.
Was it
Yes, of
Raiders?
course we had some that were special teams, but
Yeah.
like 3, or 2 or 3. But yeah, Osa
Oh,
too. Osa's up
okay,
for
yeah.
contract this year.
Ooh,
I
I
don't
hope they
know.
don't. I don't know if he gonna. Oh my, because he plays a position
Cowboys,
that that's
yeah, we
replaceable.
kind of need him to be honest. And I feel like
Yeah,
Osa, he hasn't never made a Pro Bowl or nothing like that. So I'm like, he's not going to be trying to break the bank.
you're
I just
right.
feel
Like
like
it should be
I feel
quick.
like he
Yeah,
can't. I'm like, you can't break the bank. Also, like, unfortunately, you're a really good player, but you haven't done anything accolade wise. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they should be able to get him for like a pretty good, like 3-4 year like deal. That's pretty decent. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So I do hope they bring Osa back
yeah.
but again, we don't know. Osa, I'm saying this, then watch Osa have a Pro Bowl. a Pro Bowl All Pro
He
year.
gonna go. He gonna definitely go hard. His contract here. Y'all know that.
Oh yeah, he going hard. He going hard because
Yeah.
he
That's
wants to
probably
stay
another
in
reason
Dallas.
why they love the Marshalls route, because all these guys are coming in like that's the reason why, like I told Jay Tuck this last week, that we've been
Mm-hmm.
seeing, we've been had like one of the best draft classes we didn't had in a couple of while. Like
Yep.
we're having a great camp. Like we're seeing great development. It's because the Joneses created a sense of desperation in the air. Like this
Yep.
aura that's raining down like through the whole organization. So everybody, they're studying like they've never been before. They working like they've
Right.
never been before. There's a difference between you working on a regular Tuesday and a deadline coming up. You're gonna double check, recheck, and everything like that. So and we be on Big Game Jam. He said it's lame duck season. So like Mike McCarthy's gonna it's gonna pull out all the bells and whistles he can.
all tricks because I mean, yeah, this is definitely a do or die year. You know what I'm saying? So
Every year's gonna be a play. I mean, every game gonna be a playoff game, and I'm trying to interested to see how that's gonna be on this team, because I don't want to get to a point we get exhausted because we're just, when you exert that amount
right,
of energy for, that's just,
exactly.
psychologically. But let's,
Yeah.
if you're new to the stream, make sure
Mm-hmm.
you, whatever you watching from, give a
Mm-hmm.
follow, a like, subscribe, show love, because hey, this is great content right here. I'm trying to tell you, But like, let's get right into the preseason. Even
Yep.
sound like that's just happened so long ago because whatever happened today.
I know
Um,
exactly.
let's talk about the main storyline, because I mean that, yeah, like Trey Lance, Trey Lance.
Good old
Trey
Trey Lance.
Lance.
Gotta
Good
love
old Trey
him.
Lance. I really hate that we gotta get on him like this, but that's why I really hate this whole the wheel that the Jones created, because they got somebody innocent and in the middle who
Mm-hmm.
is just not at this stage, and now like he's under all this pressure and you're seeing him break even
Mm-hmm.
on the live television, like for the preseason game. But just give your thoughts on like what you saw from this last preseason game and like Trey Lance.
Well, I've been saying the same thing about Trey Lance. I think Trey Lance is a guy that he doesn't have the experience. And he played like a quarterback that doesn't have the experience. He has flashes. He clearly
Mhm.
has a strong arm. He has good zip on the ball. You clearly saw his athletic ability. But I was like, what's crazy? The thing that Trey Lance did in preseason is exactly what we were saying in training camp.
Yeah.
Like most of his highlights was from running the ball in preseason,
Mm-hmm.
or he had like a fade ball. He seemed to nail that down, which I'm proud of him because he egregiously missed it the first game. But those next two games, he made sure he did not miss that fade ball, and I'm proud of him because I mean, clearly he was working on it. And game one was not good.
Mm-hmm.
Game two was good. I actually gave him an A grade because I'm like, he didn't do anything spectacular, but I felt like he executed the game plan well. I mean, I'm not going to ignore two touchdowns, regardless of how you got him. He did put up two touchdowns,
Mm-hmm.
and then he just took a major, to me, just a big step back. But honestly, what he did in that last preseason game is what he was doing at camp. He doesn't really have good vision, and he doesn't really understand what he's seeing. And
Right.
that's just the bottom line. He doesn't understand at all what he's seeing, and um
Yeah.
you pretty much, it's just not a good. Trey is a guy that he needs a coordinator like a Shane Steichen, or a coordinator like a McDaniels over there with the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, not them, because he has a similar scheme to Kyle Shanahan, but a Shane Steichen, a more of an Eric Coryell RPO type of
College.
scheme.
Yeah.
Right. That's like think Philly 2022 offense.
RPO.
That's what Trey Lance would need. A Philly 2022 offense, where it's easy to get him in rhythm. He can use his best attributes, his legs. He doesn't have to make full field reads. Doesn't have to be in the pocket too long. Can get those good, rollouts and stuff like that. Like that's pretty much what Trey Lance is at this point. People say he needs experience, but I'm like, I don't know how he's going to get experience, because the more time goes by, you're getting older, and someone else, even though he's still a young guy, but it's like people are gonna. Why would they? And Trey Lance, your rookie deal is done after this year. So now people have to pay you actual backup QB or starting QB money wherever your agent asked for. Now people have to pay you that, and it's like, well, why would I do that when I can just draft a rookie that has more experience than you, that's had way more snaps than you, that's younger and cheaper. Like that's the issue that Trey Lance is in. So it's like Trey Lance, in order for him to me to get a starting job, he's gonna have a Geno Smith comeback.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna have to go away, somehow get better,
Yeah.
and come back and put everybody on effing notice who counted him out. And I think he'll get a deal then. But the NFL is not going to baby you. I don't think any NFL team, even in a rebuild, I don't think they're going to choose you over getting a cheap rookie. The next phenomenon. I just don't think that they're going to do that. You know what I'm saying? And maybe he will. Maybe his agent will get him a good deal because I mean he does need the experience and he needs a team to just take a chance on him and grow on him. I mean, grow a team that will allow him to grow with all his ups and downs. You know what I'm saying? They may lose a couple seasons, but they're willing to say, we don't care. We're going to give you time. But the way that the NFL is, they don't give nobody time. Look what they did to these rookies.
Right.
Like they get rid of you fast. You know, like if you can't perform within 1 to 2 years, they're done with you.
Right.
Like
100%.
nobody's waiting. They say, is Trey better than Rush? He's not a better quarterback than Rush right now. He is better. He's way better talent wise. Clearly, he has a stronger arm. He's way more athletic. But as far as and he's got the higher upside. But as far as a better quarterback right now, today, no, I don't believe that. I think Cooper Rush is better.
I got crucified. You gonna hate me, but I still prefer Trey Lance over Cooper Rush.
That's okay. A lot of people do. Trey Lance has upside, and Trey Lance is a quarterback that can get you out of situations. Even if he can't pass the ball, you know he can run his way out of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad like what direction they went. I'm just so against Cooper Rush. I really, really am. I don't think y'all understand. Cooper Rush is barely a quarterback in this league. Like when he got the processing. He goes through his progressions and everything like that, but he's a statue in the pocket, and the arm talent really, really irks me. I as someone who played football, I hate when we have to cut down half the offense because you physically can't take us. Like we already have a set.
You gotta cut down the offense for Trey Lance too.
I mean, but it's not to the point like when like if we on the wrong hash, like you know, and like if the third read is the only one that's open, like Cooper, like I'm under the same belief that meltdown we saw from Trey Lance, Cooper Rush may have something similar with the same work, like if he's throwing 50 times a game, because it's going to be a point where when a team is finally game planning for you, I just don't. His arm talent is bad. Cooper Rush will see the read, throw it early, and the ball will still look like it's late, and then the wide receiver hands. That's my thing. Now, obviously, I wish we just go get another quarterback. I mean, that's not going to be happening. So, like, you know, I just feel some type of way. But with Trey, I feel like Trey's biggest. I mean, yeah, you're right. I think it's consistency and not just. I think he's just not consistent. He needs for him to turn his whole like career around. He needs to find like the QB coach who worked with like I don't know, like an Aaron Rodgers or like a Tom Brady. Not for just the talent. It's just working everything to a T the same exact way. I'm not even mad that because the throws he missed is always when and it pisses me off because I know, you know, like, because all you have to do is just do it. Do the same footwork every single time, make the same throwing motion every single time, and you won't have plays when you're missing Deuce Vaughn that's sitting there right there opening the flats. He's just 5 yards away, and you're overselling. Why are you overselling that throw, Trey Lance? Like that pisses me off. He's right there, but you can hit the end breaking route that's 10 yards down the field. You can throw the fade ball to the sideline. I mean, to the goal line, the back pylon. Why is your footwork? You need. Trey Lance for the next year or 2 years need to
I
go get up
think,
and do the same thing every
yeah,
day.
it's just the processing with Trey Lance, and he has put in work.
Mm-hmm.
His foot is what the coaches are saying. His footwork, and from I've had talked to Jess Navarez and talked to Nick Harris, and Trey Lance was a mess. He was a
Yeah,
mess when
and I
we
can
got
see
him
it.
last year. His footwork, everything was bad. So he went through Mike McCarthy's QB school, and he got better. You know what I'm saying? But I think that with Cooper Rush does have a noodle arm. I'm not gonna sit here and hold you, but
Yeah.
that's the reason why most people, you're not a starter. You either have a noodle arm or you can't process good. You know what I'm
Yep,
saying?
I
So
know. Yeah.
so you got a quarterback who processes well but got a noodle arm. Then you got another quarterback who's got all the physical attributes to be a starter, but it's not clicking. What's up? That's my guy Kelvin. Yeah,
Hey, he right.
it's
He
just
100% right. This is why like stuff like this
right.
irks me, Kelvin, because it's like I like with even with like I don't want to bash Jalen Hurts. The fact Jalen Hurts can't beat a cover zero. That's something you should have learned back in high school.
You're right. You
Like
have to learn that in high school.
you
Yeah, exactly.
you
Like
know
this
where
is
you
the
hot out.
NFL. This is professional football. So it's like, and Trey Lance is just behind the eight ball, and I don't know how he's ever going to get that experience. He clearly has the ability. We've seen it,
Mhm.
but if you don't have a lot of people cannot make it in the NFL as starters or period because they just don't have the mental capacity. It's very, I don't think people understand how difficult it is to be an NFL starting quarterback.
Mhm.
It's very, very difficult. Very difficult. And I just Trey, the game is just way too fast for him. It's just way too fast for him. That's why I'm like, if you can have a team that just runs the Philly scheme, but the issue is you can run that for a year, but after that, then what? And the thing is, Trey Lance, you got to keep going. You don't went from Mike McCarthy, from Shanahan system to
Shanahan.
Mike
Yep.
McCarthy system. Now
Mhm.
you're gonna be going to another system. That's a whole nother set of, I gotta now relearn all of this language. And
The
he
lip.
tries
Yep.
so hard. He tries so hard. Like they say, that boy works. He works where he reps. You see him after practice, practicing throws. So he tries hard, but sometimes people just have limited capacities. So it's like you can try hard as you will, but you're not gonna get to this level because you just don't have it between the years,
She
unfortunately.
saying she saying 1 year here, one more off season here.
At least 1 year with another off season. I think she's just saying that he needs like another year
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
he
Yeah,
needs like another year of experience with another off season. But the thing is with Trey Lance, I don't think so. I don't think Trey Lance can learn anything else from, and I've said this, I don't think he can learn anything else from the bench.
Oh yeah,
He's had about 3 years where
yeah.
he's cooked on the bench. He does not learn. He needs to be in games, but he don't need to be in games for
In the
us. He
NFL
needs to
game.
go be. I don't know who needs quarterbacks still, but
Oh,
we really should trade. If we really care about Trey Lance, y'all should be calling on the front office to trade him to
mhm.
a quarterback needy team so that he can get better. Because he is not going to get better being quarterback two. He's just
Yeah.
not. He's not going to get any reps unless God forbid the worst happens. And if that happens, our season is over anyways.
Mhm.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just where we at right now.
Yeah, this is why it's just so important. If you know somebody who's coming up, got dreams for football, this is
Yep.
why you got to rep the fundamentals early because like hearing what
Yep.
Star was saying, how like you hear like he got to go to the right guy. He got to go to the
Mm-hmm.
right. Like think about like any other like job profession. Like we got regular jobs. Like think about like if our we can't work with a manager unless we go to the right manager. Like do you
Mm-hmm.
understand how less attractive of a of an employee you look? You need to be
Mm-hmm.
versatile. That's why you need to have the fundamentals set so you can rely on them, and people have something to build off on. Because I'm gonna be
Right.
honest, like there's no excuse you shouldn't have this already. There's absolutely none. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I understand like the injuries and everything like that, but you should
Right.
have like there's a coach out there that knows like know somebody that knows somebody Yeah,
And I
I'm done.
think, and many people say they Shanahan didn't give him a chance. I'm like, I don't think that's true. Shanahan would have allowed him to start the whole first year. He got hurt. Shanahan was planning on letting him start the whole second year. He got hurt again. Then Shanahan allowed him to sit, compete, to at least just make the roster in 2023, and he couldn't do it.
He couldn't be Sam
So,
Darnold.
so that's 3 years. You see what I'm saying? Like that's 3 years on the bench. You just get to cook. You get to look at film. And again, it's not lack of trying hard. He's trying very hard. It's just he doesn't get the West Coast offense. It's another reason. Like, and we can move on after this, but
Yeah.
Trey Lance doesn't fit his current coordinator. You don't fit a Mike McCarthy offense. A Mike McCarthy offense is a West Coast offense where you do what? You pass to set up the run. That's why Mike McCarthy's gonna pass the ball. You know what I'm like? I'm gonna pass the ball. Like
Trying to get
that's
that
what a
defense
West
in
Coast,
that
right?
too
That's
high
what the West,
shell. Yeah.
exactly. Like that's what the West Coast offense is for. That's what it is. That's a concept.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't even match your coordinator. Like Mike McCarthy can call QB options, but he's gonna go away from that because that's not what he is. You
It's
can't
not.
ask a
Yeah.
court. You
You
can't
can't.
ask a
Yeah.
coordinator to switch their whole identity up. You know what I'm saying? Like they
Right.
can't.
Right. Right.
That can't work. So it's like that's really the issue. I think Mike McCarthy is trying hard. I think he has developed him as best as he can. But I think at this point, like Trey needs to go somewhere where he can start,
Yeah. Like yeah.
or
Last. Yeah.
at least compete. I don't know,
Yeah.
like a Patriots. You know how they always had like 15 quarterbacks, and they're like, you play
I
this game, you play that game. You know what I'm saying? Like
think they
that's
got that
probably
guy
what
now.
we've been.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I do. I think they got two guys. They're probably
Yeah.
going to end up whoever pans out, Joe Milton or
Mm-hmm.
Drake May. But anyway, that's enough on Trey Lance. You know what I'm saying? We spent too much time on Trey Lance. Yeah, whatever.
So culminating, like recapping the entire off season, what
Mm-hmm.
position group? It's gonna be a double question. What position group you impressed you and what disappointed you?
Impressed me. I would say the secondary on the
Yeah.
defense. Um, Disappointed the tight ends.
Yeah.
I
I
think the
was.
tight
Yeah.
ends were, a lot of hope for Brevin Span 4, but just didn't do much. And anytime I did see him in the game, he was getting blown up in a block like bad. Every time I'm like, who the hell is that? I'm like, oh no, that's Brevin Span 4. So I think then you got John Steven. And now, granted, Mike McCarthy didn't really give them much looks. And I don't know if that's because he's thinking about, like, Mike McCarthy's not going to reveal his hand. And if he's going to be a dominant tight end guy, which people think that he's going to be this year, where he can attack the middle of the field like the Patriots did when they had Gronkowski and Hernandez, then maybe he just didn't want to show his hand. But I feel like the tight ends, like no one stood out. Like, last year, before he got hurt, John Stevens Jr. was standing out. He did not stand out this year. Brevin
Yeah.
Span 4 did not stand out this year. Schoon did not stand out.
This is very important.
Did not stand out. So I'm really concerned. I'm like, I don't really know. Like, Schoon's going to get tight end 2 just because of nepotism, because he's a second round pick. So I don't. But honestly, maybe they could have beat out Schoon if they played better. They just didn't look great to me. Like the tight ends looked like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody looked like, damn, like we got to keep him on our team.
Right.
Like, I don't know, maybe y'all saw something with the tight end, but I didn't see much from them at all. So I think every other position group pretty much did well. I saw flashes on the D line. I saw good linebacker play. I saw wide receivers like Flournoy will really step up. Offensive line I feel like played good. You saw Austin Richards and people really getting better.
Yeah.
But that tight end group, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, people that you looking for Dalvin Cook. Maybe y'all should look about getting another tight end. Zach Ertz or somebody, because I'm like, I don't know. Because if Mike McCarthy's plan is to really attack the tight ends, because even with John Stevens, when you got your opportunities, now you fumbling the ball. It's like, what's going on? I just
Yes,
don't know what's
man.
going on with y'all. But I would say that room is disappointing, and I was so high on that room going into training camp. I was like, we may have the best young tight end room in the league, but now I'm like, I don't know. Y'all got to show me something different once this season picks up. You're going to have to show me something different.
And it's very important that we find a tight end too, because like you said, it's very that package is what I think that's the missing package that can make
That
our
12 personnel.
12 and 22.
Yep.
Especially that's why we struggled
That 12 and
in
22. You
the
right on it.
in the red zone. That heavy personnel running all them big boys out there, letting the defense
Mm-hmm.
line up and like so now they got to bring 3-4 linebackers. They got to bring a zero.
Mm-hmm.
Get you can
Mm-hmm.
trap the defense that way, and then you get able to run
Exactly.
the ball because we need that. We got Cooper Beebe, we got Tyler Guy. We're gonna need that.
Exactly. We got the
Them double teams in the center. They go. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a construction zone down there. They're gonna be able to move, in the middle. So we got our hand later. I already know. Like he wants to come. He's gonna bring Dak out of a quick little play action. And look, we got somebody in the flats. We got somebody in the back of the end zone. Like he's playing all
Yep.
three levels. That's gonna be crucial. But Schoonmaker, he's good at blocking, but we can't fully go into that personnel if you can't win in the passing game.
He
So
has to win, and that's the thing with Schoon is, and Coach Lunda spoke about this. It with Schoon, it's his confidence. It's not that he doesn't have the ability. He's low-key the fastest tight. Well, no, outside of JSJ. Uh, but he's faster. Like him and Ferguson run a 40. He's probably gonna burn Ferguson. So like he's faster than Ferguson. He's more athletic than Ferguson. He's a better blocker than Ferg. I mean, Ferg is obviously a better all-around tight end, but Spoon
yeah.
just blocking for blocking, he's better. But it's exactly what you said. If you're not going to be a threat in the pass game, you cannot effectively run a 12 or 22 personnel because everybody's going to know every time you go into it, you're running the ball. Right.
You're
You're
going to
running the
tip it
ball.
off.
Because this guy is no threat to us. So it's like with Schoon, because I see drops in him. And it's like, but remember, somebody else had that problem. CeeDee Lamb, like they just have it's a growth, it's like a growth thing. But even the best wide receivers, like Tyreek Hill in the playoffs, like how many drops that guy had? And he said Coach McDaniels ripped him a new asshole because he was like, we paying you supposed to be the best wide receiver in football and you dropping balls in the play wide open passes. Like, what are you doing? So it's like everybody struggles with drops. But with Schoon, I think what Schoon is, one, everybody hates you. Like, just be honest, like the whole fan base cannot stand him. Like, Schoon getting 2 to 3 targets a game, and people are like, why are we forcing Schoon? I hate Schoon. Like, they hate him. They don't want to see him on the field. They don't want to see him grow at all. So I think that's a thing. Then on top of that, like, it's just getting a feel of the game. Like, this is the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like, being confident, preparing. Like Ferg, as my girl Mickey said, he had to put on a lot of weight because he was like, when you're a tight end in the NFL, you've got to be able to take hits. Okay. You have to. Okay. Like, and he was like, some of those hits last year, like I couldn't, like when I dropped the ball, I couldn't absorb them. It was too much. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing for Schoon. Like, you got to get your body right. You got to get your mind right, knowing I'm a tight end. I'm a bigger target. I'm going to be getting hit by multiple people. So that's the thing with Schoon. It's like, can you get your head right? Can you get the confidence to just go out there and play? Because I feel like if you can, it would be dangerous because he is such a good blocker. So it's like, if you could really get it down in the passing game, then it really would be a threat. You have people like JSJ. He's a wide receiver type tight end, but does he block all that great? No.
He has
And
a
then you
body
got
too, but you're right.
yeah, it's like he gained that weight, but he still struggles because he's a converted tight end. He used to be a wide receiver.
I mean, he got
And
better. I mean, I seen him comboing with Tyler Guy. I like the combos. I like what I was
yeah,
seeing.
he definitely got better. So it's like, but can you be consistent? Because we
Yeah.
ask our tight ends in Mike McCarthy's scheme to block a lot. We ask him to block we asked him to block a lot. So I feel like that's where the Cowboys are like in between. Because it's like, oh, I like this guy. He seems to have the pass catching down. But when we're going into I need you to run block, you're getting blown off the ball. And again, these guys are going against backups in preseason.
Yeah.
So in
Right.
actual season, are you gonna be able
Yeah.
to block, John? I don't know. That may be asking him to do something. He's like, listen, I just haven't developed yet. I know you've gained the weight, but it takes a certain set of skills to be able to effectively block. Now, Mike McCarthy can help us with still asking our tight ends to block defensive ends one-on-one. Like, please let's stop doing that because that's
I
not where
mean,
it's at.
that's a great that's they gotta get better. It's important in the run game. Tight ends don't mess up my run game.
Yeah,
We're
like
not running towards your side. All I need you to do is cut the man off.
and a lot of people don't realize, but like a lot of issues in our run game last year was the scheme was bad. Tight ends couldn't block. So your tight
Yep.
ends can't block, and they can just, even though we're running away from them, they're still
That's
getting the tackle because you got blown off you're on the weak side,
mhm.
or sometimes you're on the strong side, but you got blown off. So now this whole run is done. We also like the pull tight ends too. So it's like we really ask our tight ends to block.
For
Like
them
you
GT counters. Yes.
right, you
Right.
gotta be able to block.
Yeah, y'all
So
better your predecessor, Jason Witten, that was a blocker. Like
that's what I'm saying.
100%.
All
Yeah.
the best guys can block. Jason Witten, Travis Kelsey, George Kittle.
Kittle, he
Like
love blocking.
these guys get people up out of the gym. So if you want to be able to do that, you got to be able to do that. So
Right. And we're gonna
we
transition to the running
yeah
back room because I mean just a transition I mean that's we our running back room is not the strongest, and whenever a running back gets the ball, there's three reads. There's like front side, which is usually if it's a zone like
mm-hmm,
A and B gap, or it's the
yep
cutback, which is very important for you tight end if you're weak side because the
mm-hmm,
cutback lane is naturally there, or it's out the gate, which
mm-hmm.
is out the C gap. But we had some news that I mean, it's been broke for like a couple of like hours now, but
Mm-hmm.
I know you didn't like to hear this, so
With Dalvin Cook, yeah.
talk about it. What's going through your
My
mind?
only issue with Dalvin Cook is like, listen, um, how many tight ends are we tight ends. How many running backs are we realistically going to carry? We know Zeke is making this team. We know Dowdle is making this team. The coaches are too high on him.
Right.
You're not getting cut. Me, preferably, I would cut Rico Dowdle because I'm like, you're the one who's most injury prone. And I'm like, if I'm going to bring in Dalvin Cook, like I might as well, I feel like I could just roll with him. But that's not happening. They're obsessed with Rico. So he's going to be playing. And so I'm like, okay, so
And you better keep Deuce.
well, that's the thing. I
Yeah, I
want him to keep
know.
Deuce, but if you bring Dalvin Cook in here, even
That
if
is
you keep Deuce, he's not going to be playing. He's going to be set up just like he was last year. He was on the 53, but he didn't get hardly any snaps. And anytime he did get snaps, he was thrown in there at garbage time where we weren't even trying to move the ball. We were just running the clock out. So that's what I'm like. Can we just let the young guys play? You know what I'm saying? Like, give Deuce a chance. If we give Deuce an actual scheme and he sucks, then bring in somebody. That's how I feel. Like, if we give Deuce an actual scheme and he just can't do it, he's just getting knocked in the backfield, he's got terrible vision, then
right.
replace him. But you haven't even given this guy a real shot. He's the only running back that looked good in preseason. So, with Royce Freeman, but Royce Freeman offers you exactly what Zeke can. So it's like, I'm not going
It's
to,
redundant. Yeah.
it's redundant. So now you're going to bring in, like, with Dalvin Cook, bro, like, if he comes here, he's going to be treated just like a Brandon Cooks or a Stephon Gilmore. It's going to be Jerry's big signing, and he's going to be starting. It's
Get my
going to be
money's worth.
starting along, right? He's going to be starting along with Ezekiel Elliott. Zeus will not. Deuce is going to be the same. Going to be getting garbage, cleanup work. And so that's what I'm concerned about because I'm like, without Dalvin, he is your Deuce is your spark plug. But if you bring Dalvin in here, he's gonna be forced into the lineup. Like Jerry and them are not bringing Dalvin Cook here to be on the practice squad. They're not bringing Dalvin Cook here to be third or fourth on the depth chart. They want, if they bring Dalvin Cook in here, they want him to be playing every single game and probably be splitting the snaps with Zeke. But then that also brings me to another thing. Well, if you're gonna do that, then why the hell do you need Rico? Because isn't it supposed to be the Zeke and Rico tandem?
I think
That's what
Rico's
everybody's
gonna be
saying.
RB1. I think Rico's gonna be RB1. I
That's
honestly
what.
do.
So it's like you want y'all. This is supposed to be the Zeke and Rico show, but now you're bringing in Dalvin Cook. So bringing in Dalvin Cook is kind of throwing me for a loop because it's like, okay, who are y'all not sold on? Because it's clearly somebody in the big 3 or 4 that we think they're sold on that they're not. And so that's why, I don't know. And JB said, how durable? I don't know. Dalvin Cook, he's experienced injury.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't
and
trust
he's
his durability.
also,
Yeah.
he's been kind of on the decline or whatever. I still think behind a good offensive line, he can do well. But if he's 29 years old, like Zeke is 28, 29 years old. Like, you don't want to be signing, like, everybody ain't going to be Raheem Mostert where you just make a comeback at 31 years old. Like, that's not really
Frank
realistic.
Gore.
Right. Like, that's not really realistic. So it's like, you about to cut. I'm telling you right now, they can cut Deuce if they want. Deuce will be picked up. He's not going to be on sitting on the practice squad. Like, Deuce will be picked up. He'll likely, somebody's already floating around with the Kansas City Chiefs. They're not scared of young running backs. I mean, small running backs. And Andy Reid knows how to use those guys. So you cut him, Deuce will be going straight, likely to a contender. And then now what you got? 29-year-old Dalvin Cook, great. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't. Why would you cut Deuce? He's the youngest guy in the room with a lot of promise. I just feel like, why would you do that? To me, it does not make sense because I don't think Dalvin Cook is going to come in here and just really push and move the needle. And again, even if he could, you're throwing away. Even if he could, like, you're throwing away a young guy that I feel like you gotta at least give him a chance.
Yeah.
And you just had, that's my only issue. Like, if you give Deuce a chance and he sucks, then replace him, like I said. But if you give him a chance and he goes out here and he turns the hell up, like, you're gonna look silly if every week or every other week you're looking on TV and you seeing freaking Deuce Vaughn Chiefs highlights. You'll be looking freaking silly, and now you got Dalvin Cook, and then you got no future. So, like, now you got to be sure to draft another running back next year, which they likely will anyways. But still, like, you have something in Deuce. Give him a chance before you just say, we're done with you. But, it's concerning to me because I'm like, they cut 2 draft picks from last year. They cut Eric Scott and they cut Junior Fehoko.
Well,
So now
those are Dan Quinn guys. So
right, those are Dan Quinn guys, but Villani Fehoko was a 4th-round pick.
yeah, I mean, he's just
Like,
he sucked.
he just wasn't the best. Yeah, he wasn't good, but
He
it's
sucked.
like they're cutting. What I'm saying is they're cutting draft picks. So it's now you
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
have that draft pick. We used to have like draft, unless you're like top 1 or 2 draft pick. But it's pretty much like everybody after the 1 or 2, they're like, we will cut you. So, I just don't know. I don't know how it's going to end up, but I've been such a huge advocate of Deuce. And the fact we were so excited, he was the one bright spot in our draft last year. He's a fan favorite. Like, I just feel like y'all, his dad works for the Cowboys. Like, y'all, you telling me, Jerry, you're not going to try to create a storyline with this kid? Like, you're not going to do nothing with this kid? You're just going to literally cut your employee's son and be like, sorry, he sucks? Like, I just feel like that's not really the Cowboys way. Like, they usually like take care of like their staff and players, but I don't know. He could be on his way out because, like I said, if they get Dalvin Cook, Deuce to me is looking like the odd man out because I don't see them cutting Rico, and they're not going to cut Zeke.
Cowboys, don't mess up my run game. Don't mess up my run
Like, that's what I just concerned. I'm really good. So I'm
Because
just
I'm
gonna be
so
on edge
it's
till tomorrow.
I'm
Like
an
I'm gonna be
offensive
on
line.
edge.
I'm an offensive line guy, and I feel like
Okay.
this season can be like uh McFadden type of year, a DeMarco Murray type of year, where this O line can really carry this run game and really open it
Yeah.
up, and with the right running back and the right group. So I don't know. This mismanaging, it's a lot. I'm really hating because one name I did not see on this first wave was it what's his name, Malik Davis, right, number 34, and I
Right.
heard I heard like who, I forgot who was, I think it was like CF, was it Cowboys fan talk? I don't know, it was somebody. No, it was Vach. He was talking about how that Malik Davis may be untouchable because of what he does on the special teams. He's the protector. He's on every special teams. I don't know if he's a gunner. Like he's one of those guys. Like he's a guy in a special teams room. And I'm just thinking to myself like, oh my god. And they were saying
Can
like him
somebody
and
tell me like what play? It's really Brian Broder saying this, and
yeah,
it's
Brian, yeah,
like what play have I seen Malik Davis do to where it's like we gotta keep him on special teams? You could
100%,
say you could
100%.
say that with Dorrance Armstrong last year. You could
Sam,
say that with even Sam doing that stupid boneheaded penalties. He
bullshit.
still made plays. I saw Jalen Tolbert make hit
But
people on
yeah,
special teams.
right, 100%. Like I
Like,
believe if this ain't a Slater, like if you don't know who Slater is, he was one of the Pro Bowlers for the Patriots for the longest, where he would
uh,
always go to the Pro Bowl. He was a
oh,
very
as a
good
special
gunner.
teamer.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
okay,
was a
right.
very good gunner,
Or
and
we have like a Chris guy, we have Chris Goodwin. Like this is our special
yeah,
teams ace. So I'm like, I haven't seen nothing from Malik Day. First of all, the guy was on the practice squad and we would just elevate him. He's been on the practice squad 2 seasons. I have not seen anything from Malik Davis on special teams where I'm like, damn, we gotta keep Malik Davis. No one else
I
can do
understand
his job.
I understand the thought process between like, but because the Cowboys but this is what they created by mismanaging and keeping guys. Well, frankly, everyone is pretty much like injury prone outside of Deuce.
Mm-hmm.
You having a roster, yeah, and the guys at the end of the roster, you're looking at them to come contribute to the special teams, and we just have a room full of guys that we can't like we're like holding them from special teams because we don't want to risk injury. So this is what
Right,
we
right.
created. We got two guys at the top, and Rico, even Zeke, even I'm like you just said his name, that's just like Zeke, that we've looking like they're not going to play special teams, and we're going to need special teams players. So honestly, this move that they're trying to do with Dalvin Cook, I'm against it. This is not even Marshalls. This is like thrift store. This is garage sale type of move. I'm not even gonna keep it a. I'm gonna keep it a
Damn,
damn
these
bean because he is so damn washed. This is, remember who was that Rashad White we brought back and like in the camp last year, the former Buccaneers running back. He didn't have
Oh no,
81.
that was what's the
Was
name? That was he didn't
uh
even play for us because he got
yeah,
suspended. But that was
White. You know what I'm talking about? Last name White.
yeah. No, it wasn't White. It was Ronald Jones. It was Ronald
Jones,
Jones.
Jones, like same,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying, same thing, but you don't know. I'm just
yeah.
playing. But
Oh man.
yeah, I'm giving this type of feeling. I am with Tuck, like, because a lot of I like my first video that actually went like, did good was a
Viral.
running backs video for
Yeah.
this past draft, and like two of my running backs went to the same team, and it's the Jets, and they're hogging all those running backs. We need to and talking. I just got Jay Tuck's live. He talking about he got an inside guy in the Jets, and they're gonna keep all four. Like, how stingy are they? We need to
The
trade
Jets, the Jets ain't trying to trade, and they may
and
trade him,
Isaiah
but like
Davis,
later in the season, like
Anaconda. Like I think his name. I want
they
him.
keep right. I did like Israel Benaconda coming out of. I think he came out of Pittsburgh.
Right.
I did really like his film. Um, I don't know, man. Like I'm a huge like. I know a lot of people are not, but I'm a huge Deuce Vaughn fan.
I've been look. Hey,
So
I'm a
I
big
feel
playoff
like even
Texas. Yeah, I know
if we
who.
bring
Yeah.
in Israel Benaconda,
It's kind of redundant. You're right,
it's
because
like
he's a stat man.
where it's just like where are these guys playing? And I just don't know. Like, there's only so many spots. There's only so many freaking spots. So I'm like, we could carry 4 running backs, and maybe they got a plan for them all. I don't know, but it's like how and the coaches are like, well, we're gonna switch to running backs like based off of like we're gonna do matchups. So it's like maybe it's not the end of the world. Like if Deuce makes it, maybe they will have games where they're like, we're gonna play Deuce more this game.
Well, they did have
Okay,
Deuce
now we
lining
have
up.
this game.
Yeah, they had him
Go
line up
ahead.
out like in the slot sometimes, right? It was we were reading that in the camp.
Yeah, but they didn't. Yeah, they can, but they didn't run really any wide receiver plays at all for him in preseason. So
You
I
know
don't
why?
know.
Because
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
they were catering to
yeah.
other
Trey
guys.
Lance. Yeah, and even when they, yeah, but I don't know. We just gotta see. I feel like right now I'm ready to go into the season with the current running back room, and then if we're like, woo, this is poo cheese, then hopefully they bring in Dalvin Cook for a visit. They evaluate him, all this stuff, and then they're just like, listen, we're not gonna sign you right now, but we may give you a call if things don't shake out. Because Dalvin Cook's still on the streets, then nobody want him.
There's a reason. There's a reason
Right.
why he on the
Nobody
streets.
wants him, and they're not gonna pick him up. Um
There's a reason.
People are not gonna pick him up unless they're like decimated by injury and they need a guy. But I don't think that in Dalvin Cook's case, and I know you could make that argument for anybody who signed late, but I just if we don't sign Dalvin Cook, I don't see anybody really signing him.
He didn't get signed last
Uh
year, right? Or did he?
no, he did. He got signed by the Ravens, but he
It
was no
was.
remember he was on the Jets, but he
Uh-huh.
didn't do anything. They didn't play him at all.
Oh, well,
And then
yeah.
they cut him in this they cut Dalvin Cook, and then he went to the Ravens, and then
Right.
they got rid of him. So I don't know. I'm just like, listen, Dal. I haven't been on the Dalvin Cooks train, so I'm not gonna jump on it now. That's how I feel. Like I haven't been on your train, so I'm not gonna jump on it now. If we get you, we get you. Hope you do something, especially if that means we're cutting due. So, but
Is it?
she said Goodwin. I thought about that too. I'm like, do you really need Chris Goodwin? Like, he was
Mhm.
hurt last year. Like, do we really still need him? He's like 30 years old, and he 30 plus years old, and he doesn't offer you anything. Like, Chris Goodwin cannot play corner in the NFL. He is literally just a special teams guy. So I'm
I
like, if you could
wouldn't.
have,
Yeah.
I'm like, if you have a guy that can do both, like, probably May should cut him, but I don't know. We'll see.
I wouldn't underestimate their rule change to special teams either, because I feel like there's gonna be a lot more hits because it's damn near like a big ass run play because they're just so
Mm-hmm.
close together, and these special teams court like they're gonna throw in a wrinkle. So I wouldn't overlook the kickoff just yet because
Yeah.
there's a chance. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen this year. Somebody's gonna be up and it's gonna be down by a touchdown, and somebody gonna break one off the new rules. So special team guys are important, and if there's a guy like he's 30 years old and he's still serviceable at special teams, and he can keep a guy that we have like a safety we have that we don't want to risk injury on special teams, like you know what I'm saying, like we don't have
Mm-hmm.
to put him out. I wish we. I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying, like right, like I wish we had more than 53. This is really.
Yeah, it sucks too. Like, damn, I wish we could have more than 53. That's all I have to say about
But other than
that.
Zeus, this because I did have more, but we going like other than Zeus, is there
hmm
anybody else you're like you closely eyeing to see if like you hope they don't cut last thing?
Oh, Julius Wood. Julius
Yes,
Wood. I'm
that's
hoping.
I had a whole
I'm
film session on
Yeah.
him. I
I'm
know.
hoping. What's up, guys? Bot man. But I'm really. She said I thought they might. Yeah, they may keep an extra LB because they didn't cut Morganson. I was shocked. I was like, oh, y'all didn't cut Morganson, so maybe they like him. Morganson's a good downhill linebacker. He's not good in coverage, but he can play downhill for you. But
Base guy.
well,
Yeah.
well, yeah, he's a base guy.
Mhm.
But yeah, Julius Wood for sure. I mean, the guy just flashed way too much in preseason to think you're gonna cut him and he's not gonna be picked up immediately. And shout out to my guy Big Game James. This is like his best friend's kid, so he's
Mhm.
like family to him.
Yeah.
And he already told him, like, after the draft, because he was an undrafted free agent, like, there were tons of teams trying to get him. So he will not clear waivers. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like
that's why I
you
want him
cut
back.
him, he's gone. So I feel like you gotta keep this dude. Like this dude is your future. I know Malik Hooker's here now and Donovan Wilson, but those guys aren't your future. So I'm like, you can't, you cannot cut a guy like Julius Wood. That's just a, I mean, he was screaming off the screen.
Yes.
I feel like you cannot cut him because if you cut him and keep Matt Walesko or
They already cut the other dude, Calabow, I think, right? And
yeah, like Matt
or
Walesko or I'm trying to see who else.
the other
Like,
tackle was it Ball, Josh Ball?
well, Ball's now a guard. They not. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna cut Ball. Uh, Shout out to Ball. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody hates him too, but Ball improved. He played. He's a guard. Like he's not a tackle. He does not have the feet for it, but he played way better. He plays way better in the booth, and he actually was doing training with Duke Manyweather. I think that's why you see him have some improvements because, before. But Matt Walesko, that is not an NFL tackle. So it's like if you keep Matt Walesko on this roster and you cut guys like Deuce and Julius Wood, it's like, what are you really doing? Like, to me, that's just front office, like, malpractice. Like, you need to let the Matt Walesko go. I know he was the Amari Cooper 5th-round pick, but you got to let it go. It just was a major miss. It was a major miss. You effed it up. It's all right. Move on. You know what I'm saying? It was just a 5th-round pick. You got to move on from him this year because he's not the answer.
Right.
And I don't,
yeah. I had a whole film session, but it's not the picks that impressed me with Julius Wood. Is how he fit on the run fits as a force defender
right,
coming down.
exactly. This guy's he's just a full package as a safety. But anyways, keep going.
Yeah, you good. Like you know what I'm saying. How he came down, his angles. He's playing full speed. I love that because the coach always told me if you fuck up going 1,000 miles per hour. Because we can redirect you. Sometimes he takes bad angles, but I appreciate him. You know, he's recognizing the play and he's trusting his instincts and he's doing less time thinking so he can move faster. So yeah,
Right.
I do. Honestly, I think they should get younger at safety. Don't cut Donald, trade him. But I think Malik,
Right.
you should really Malik and Donald. I don't think that should be your safeties going in. I think you should get a lot younger, convert Israel, to corner, make room. You can do a lot with this, especially with the
Right. You
run
can make
blend.
room. Exactly. I think, and everybody's saying cut Dono. I'm like, y'all, Dono's not gonna be cut. I mean, he's not gonna be traded. When it comes, those meetings, and I'm saying this because I think he's seen as a leader on the team. Like they're not gonna cut a guy like that. I'm like, he's now attending those meetings with Mike Zimmer and Micah Parsons and Trey Diggs. Like I don't see them cutting, even though we all want to cut him because we feel like you're the least athletic. We don't want Zimmer wants his guys in coverage. We don't really see you as a cover guy, but I don't see them. I don't see them cutting Dono. I feel like a lot of people are asking questions like, why is Bell still playing? And I'm like, I feel like Bell maybe everybody's overlooking it, but I feel like Bell could be a guy that you would trade because it's like, think about him. Julius Wood and Bell are very, very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar. They're probably the most similar because they're downhill guys, but they can also give you coverage. Bell is a Dan Quinn guy. If you really want, and Julius Wood is a Zim guy. So it's like if you really like Wood as Mike Zimmer, you like Bell, but that's not your guy. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he's probably more likely on the trade block than a Donovan Wilson.
Really?
That's just my opinion. I know a lot of people love Bell. They love him. I'm like, yeah, he's good. I think he's a good guy, but I think Julius Wood's probably better. You know what I'm saying? I think he probably has a higher ceiling.
Donovan Wilson, I just don't think he fits Mike Zim's scheme. He's more like.
Well, we gonna see. We saying he can't cover, so we're gonna see if he fits or not. We don't think he fits, just so based on what we've seen in the past. Uh,
Because because when you in this scheme, you gotta play both strong and free. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to come down because that's the entire scheme of Mike Zim. He likes to rock and roll and safety. He likes to
right,
hold that shell until the last minute. Because if you watch Cam Newton's podcast, he literally told you what the quarterback, their progression as they come to the line pre-snap. He's
right,
looking at the safeties because the safeties tell everything about damn near the whole defense. If they roll in one way, they send in the pressure the other. And where you're hot off. So I don't know. Like, do we trust Dono? As when it's time for him to rock and roll back as a free safety, right? I him coming down and playing it
mm-hmm.
underneath. Hey, but it's just the other way around. But hey, this was a great show.
It's
Thank you
been
again.
fantastic. We've been here so long. It's like, all right, let's get it off. But yeah, I really appreciate you, Lou, for bringing me on here. Hopefully, it's not the last time. I think had a great time. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I really appreciate all you guys being in here and rocking with us. Please like the video. Please share. Please subscribe to me if you haven't already. And I am doing a Stargazer sweepstakes. I'm still doing that. I'm doing that. Um, I'm doing it until I reach 300 subscribers. So I'm at like 268 right now. So if y'all could help me, I am giving away Madden 25, college football 25, or a $75 gift card, Visa gift card, so you can use it wherever. So the instructions I have it pinned to my Twitter, and it's also on my YouTube, so y'all can see how to enter that sweepstakes. But thank you again, Lou. I really appreciate you.
No problem. No problem. Hey, make sure y'all subscribe. Get it there. Get it there. You know what I'm saying? Make the fake accounts. No, I'm just playing. Don't do
Exactly.
that. YouTube cracking down
Do
on that.
what you gotta do.
Make
Give
your
me the
mama
300,
account.
please.
Make your grandma account. You know what I'm saying? Do something like that.
And help me, please. Because I'm like, I'm not asking for much. I'm just asking to get to 300. But all right, yeah.
Yeah. Step by step. Hey, Cowboy fans, until next time.